Welcome back. So here we are at the EC2 dashboard on our AWS account. We just completed launching a new instance. You can see that we have one running instance right here. On this account, we previously created a key pair and a security group, and those are associated with this running instance. You'll also see that we now have a volume too. This volume is the hard drive that's attached to this running instance. So it was automatically created for us when we launched that new instance. What we're going to be doing in this video is installing the software Docker onto our new running instance. We're going to be using Docker to manage our Jupyter Notebook server, and in order to use it, we need to install it first. So let's click the running instances here. We're actually going to use SSH to connect to our running instance right now, and in order to do that, we're going to need to get the IP address of our instance. So if we click from the EC2 dashboard, we click instances, we see the instance panel right here. This is the instance that we just created. I'm noticing we should probably give this a name. Why don't we call this Jupyter? Just click that. There's a little pencil that pops up. We can click it and give it a name. So we gave that a name. Let's grab this IP address from right here. We want the public IP address. Make sure that you get the public IP address. There's also a private IP address. We do not want that. We want the IPv4 public IP. It's also up here. If you scroll to the right, you can see the IPv4 public IP address. So we want to grab that and make sure that you copy that value. We're going to hop over to our bash shell here, and we're going to SSH Ubuntu at that IP address. So Ubuntu is the user that was created on that instance for the Ubuntu AMI that we used, and we're going to use that user and this IP address, and the key pair that we configured is going to match with the key pair on our system, and we're going to be able to connect. Now, the first time that we connect to any new system, we're always going to see this message here. This is fine. This is expected, and we should always simply say yes. And now we are connected to the system. When I was connected to my local system, you can see that I've got my username at local right here as my prompt. Now we're on the remote system, and you see Ubuntu at and this IP address, and this is this private IP address that we looked at previously. I'm going to type clear to get the prompt to pop up to the top here. I just typed clear to do that. It makes it easier for us to see what's going on. So as I mentioned, we are going to be installing Docker right now on our AWS system. We have used SSH to connect to our AWS system, and this bash prompt that we're looking at right now is actually on that system. So let's go ahead and install Docker. The way we're going to do that is we're going to use curl to download a script from docker.com. We're going to use -s, -big S, big L as the arguments for our curl. The URL we're going to use is https://get.docker.com. And now we're going to do a little thing that possibly is a security no-no, especially if you don't know what this script is or where it's coming from. But I trust Docker. I know what this script is. So I'm just going to take this script and I'm going to pipe it directly into a shell. And that's going to have the effect of downloading that script and immediately running it. And here it goes. It started to run. This script, when it's completed, will have installed Docker onto our system. It shouldn't take too long. There it goes. That wasn't so bad. Now there's one last thing that we're going to need to do. It's this command right here. We're going to need to add our user, Ubuntu, to the Docker group on our system. It actually tells you right here. So we're going to copy this text and just paste it into the shell and run that. Now in order for this to take effect, we need to log out. You can type exit or log out and then log back in. And now Ubuntu has been added to the Docker group. We have Docker installed. and we can verify that everything works by typing docker-v, which is going to show us the version of Docker that was just installed. Looks like we just installed Docker 18.01.